All my apologies. On dictionary.com, the word apology is defined in two distinct parts. A poor or inadequate reason or example of. Example, what an apology of a man. B, a regretful acknowledgement of failure. Example, I owe you an apology. Part 1. The apology is a reason, an excuse for sin and a weapon. It sits in the mouth of monsters like hollow-tip bullets ready to pierce armor. It slithers out of my cousin's whiskey glass at Christmas and begins to explain to me how I am always blowing shit out of proportion. I'm sorry, but you were only 5. But it only happened once, but you weren't snatched off the street like the rest, but it was familiar hands that did it. As if childhood sexual assault trauma has some sort of expiration date and I'm well past mine. But now, everything familiar carries with it the scent of his fingerprints. Home has become an ever-revolving door of bodies. Mornings spent negotiating with the alarm clock for my sanity. I know nothing of choice, only lesser evils. But he is sorry. The apology is unimpressed, judgmental and unconvinced. It barely manages to flutter out of the investigating officer's mouth like a half-formed butterfly unaware of its reactions. I'm sorry, but incidents like this don't just happen. What were you doing there in the first place? Quickly, show me what you were wearing. Because apparently the boogeyman will only come for you if you give him a bed to hide under. So let's blame the sheets, the angle of the bed, too much fluff in the pillow, the light bulb for taking its eye off the ball, anything but the beast and its teeth. The apology is always confidently ignorant, always knows a little bit better, climbs off of a high horse the size of Pegasus and out of complete strangers' mouths. I'm sorry, but suicide is for cowards. That is the easy way out, as if any of us actually asked to be here. Like having the courage to look at God in his ever unresponsive face and saying no. Saying bring it on, whatever hell or high water that you have under your sleeve, I'm not doing this anymore. Like that is light work. Believing in something so much, a better tomorrow, to the point where you take your own life. Isn't that the ultimate expression of faith? Was it not you that said, come as you are? But they are all still sorry. Part 2. The apology exists as it should be, in the mouth of the seeker, in the poem and the poet. Comes never on time, but hopefully not too late. To my mother. Somewhere along the line, I started confusing you with God, and then getting mad at all the human parts of you. Instead of Mother's Day gifts, I bought you pedestals and expectations of perfections you could never live up to. I guess all your miracles have just always been too consistent for my liking. I'm sorry. To my unborn children, Mommy is a mosaic, which is to say I am a beautiful thing made of many broken bits. On some days, I will be more broken than beautiful. Some of my pieces may get lost in your view of the world. I hope you use them to see the God in you. I will be sorry. To the boys. To all the boys I used as life rafts in the sea of my depression. Fashioned your bones into rudders and telescopes to find my way back to the lighthouse. For 26 years, I have been building a boat for my father. You were just the unwitting material and the crew. I should have been sorry. And I hope one day you'll be brave enough to test the sea again. Part 3. To infinity. The apology exists only as the poet demands it. It is no longer an instrument for self-defeat, pity, or destruction. It shall no longer be tattooed on my mouth and chained to it because of political correctness. I shall no longer be rearranging vocabulary because mental illness and trauma aren't really that attractive away from the mic and the snaps. So instead of childhood trauma, I will say molested. Instead of incident, I will say attempted gang rape. Instead of having a bad day, I will say suicidal. I will say it, I will say all of it, and I will continue to say it until there are no more apologies. Because really there is nothing to apologize for. The apology is no more wearing the okay girl skin, the less sad girl skin, because for some funny reason, all the okay girls are dying and the snaps keep coming. The apology is enough. It is knowing that on some days, my breath will not be enough to keep me alive. So I will go outside, play Dino Charger with my nephews, make my mother tea and gossip about God. The apology will not stand anymore. The apology will not exist in the mouth of the poet, searching for snaps, for reasons, and ums, and oohs, and ahs. It is knowing that it is enough. It is being the loud, bubbly, okay, confident girl who is still sad, who is still anxious, who pretends to take her medication because God doesn't need anything else to worry about, who sits with God and gossips about all the boys, life rafts. It is no more apologies. It is knowing that being the loudest voice at the slam, the okay girl, the confident girl is still okay. Being the sad girl is still okay until there is nothing left to apologize for, because really, I am not sorry, not anymore. The apology doesn't live in this body anymore. It is giving my depression a curfew. It is knowing that there is nothing to apologize for.